Hi everyone, welcome to this tutorial on how to respond to the artist Banksy using Adobe Photoshop. So first things first, we need to open an image up that we're going to be turning into a stencil. So I've already gone online and found the image I want to use. So I've opened that up, file open, and I now need to select the magnetic lasso tool. That's the third one down on your tool panel. Hold it down with your mouse and it's at the bottom there. We now need to trace around the outline of your focal point or your main subject matter and clicking the key points along the way. So if you've got an empty or not such a busy background, then you'll find the magnetic lasso will naturally clip to the outline of what it is that you're tracing around. Or if, like me, you've got quite a busy background and a lot of the colours are the same, the magnet's just going to be drawn to all over the place, really. It'll be drawn to other colours and bits around the background. So that's why I'm keeping these key points quite close together, clicking as I trace around the outline. If at any point it goes wrong and you end up going off away from your subject, just double click and you will then get your marching ants, and you can then start over by clicking at another starting point. I'm not too bothered about the neatness of the bottom because I can crop that later. And then as I come back round to the starting point, I click that square that I started on, and there's my marching ants. I now need to press Control C to copy, so Control C and Control V to paste. You'll see now we've got two layers over here, and we've got the background and the Banksy image that we're going to be working on. So I'm just going to hide the background by closing the eye. Now, if your image is a little bit spiky, where you've picked up random bits of background, you can remove those by zooming in, so Control plus, and just find that bit over there. Control plus, and use your eraser tool with a hard edge, a small size, to just click and remove any excess bits that you don't want. Okay, we now need to turn this into a stencil, so we're going to click image adjustments and threshold. Just move this box so that it's out of the way so you can keep an eye on this. Now, by moving this toggle left, you're going to have a lot of light let in, and right is obviously going to be really, really dark. So we need to find a good in between halfway, and I think this is probably about the right threshold level. So, okay. Now, if I zoom in, you can see it's quite pixelated. Not all of these will be pixelated. If you're happy with it as it is, then that's absolutely fine. But if, like mine, it is a bit pixelated, we're going to apply a blur to that to reduce that pixelation. So filter, blur, Gaussian blur. And with regards to the blur, you don't want it so blurry that you can't see it, and you also need it to be slightly blurred for this to be able to work. So I sort of judge it based on if it makes me feel like I need to rub my eyes, then I think, well, then that's a good enough blur. If it's so blurry I think I can't really see it, then that's going to be too much. Whereas this, I feel like I can just see it, but it does make me feel like I need to rub my eyes. So I'm happy with that. Okay. And now we need to smarten up and strengthen those lines and sharpen them up. So image adjustments, curves. Now you'll get this pop-up box. You need to click around here and drag this line down, and the same up the top, drag it up to create this sort of S shape that we've made. Click OK, and that's kind of got rid of the pixels and it's sharpened up that blur. So I'm happy with that. We now need to place a background, and just hold down your shift key so it stays in proportion. Press enter when you're happy with it, and just chuck that behind the stencil layer. And you can obviously then move this around, this layer around, to play with your composition. Print this out. That's a really good digital response to Banksy. And if you weren't going to, if you wanted to make a proper stencil with spray paint, then you would print 2 of these out, and you would cut out the silhouette first of all, spray paint that white, and then on the second print out, you'd cut out the black only and spray paint that black. But this is a perfectly good digital response to Banksy.